go.
Please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are posted. Thank you. Okay, oh yeah, I got video. Welcome back to Easy Rider. I had to make sure it didn't go into burst mode or time lapse or something, because it does that sometimes. I'm back on the internal mics now to make sure that I got half sort of decent audio, so that I can post something without all that distortion and static and everything. Now this is Reed Road. It's on the extreme west side of Chino Valley. There isn't a whole lot out here but ranches, small ranches and some big ones. That's a big one there. I don't know who owns it, but these are all 2 to 5 acres here. All these on the right are 2 to 5 acres. Same with those off in the distance over there. Those, I believe, are out in the county there. These, I'm not sure if this is county or if this is the town of Chino Valley. Wanted to live out here. I thought it was too far away, but also too expensive. It doesn't matter when you get far out if they got acreage. It costs a lot more money than the lots in town. I can't even afford these mobiles. These are still more money than I got. And to think when I first came here, I owned, boy, that's a big dog. I owned my first 2 houses free and clear. Well, I owned the mobile home free and clear that I'm in too, but I got to pay that outrageous rent every month. That was just supposed to be temporary, and it's going on 16 years now because I can't sell it. At some point I'm going to have to sell it at a loss, because I won't be able to pay the rent because they keep raising it all the time. So at some point I'll have to sell it at a loss and get out of there, and then I'll really have to cut into my savings, because I won't be able to, my Social Security's not enough to pay rent for anything, and I won't have enough money to buy anything unless we have a huge financial crisis and the prices go down. But they'll never go down to what they were before. The banks refuse to sell the homes. Most of them, they get paid for them anyway by the government for the government loans that are guaranteed. Government pays them off, but the government doesn't own the house. the bank still owns the damn house. And they're not in no hurry to sell them at a cheap price. And then the other ones, if they made people get private mortgage insurance, they're not going to sell those either. They're just going to hang on until the prices go up again. Now maybe some of them, because I know some people do find some good foreclosure deals. Some of them, the ones that don't have any insurance to pay off the loan, the banks have to sell them. But even if it takes a long time, the banks won't pay the taxes, and the county makes the new owner pay them. I think the bank should have to pay them, since they're the ones that own the house. I don't know if you guessed it, but I'm not a big fan of financial institutions. I'm not even real happy with my credit union anymore either. Aren't real cheap at my credit union. I guess they're not too bad, but I know the banks that we also have accounts at, I don't know if I could qualify for those rates, but the rates they're advertising on their websites, they got a lot of rates less than what my credit union's got. My credit union, since that's not a place where they have shareholders other than the ones that have money in the bank, like me, in the credit union. They don't have to worry about that, although they got very high salaried executives though too. I think they pay them too much. But also when I was younger, when I belonged to credit unions, it was always real easy to get a loan from them. Now they don't want to do anything fast. They want to take their sweet time about approving you. It's like they're just like the other banks. They're waiting to find an excuse to tell you no. But I know some of the correspondents, again, I don't know if we would qualify for those rates that we've gotten from Chase and Wells Fargo that my wife has accounts at. Their interest rate is cheaper than what my credit union is for a mortgage. I don't know how they are on car or motorcycle loans. Those they haven't ever sent us any solicitations for, but my credit union sends me that all the time. I think they're too high on interest rates for vehicles They used to be real cheap interest rates for Harleys. I got I got 2 Harley loans from them for like just around 4%. That was a long time ago. They're all long since paid off. But they gave me a better deal on the loan for my Harley than they'd give me on a car. So the last car we bought, my wife's van in 2007, we didn't finance it. We couldn't find a deal like I got on the last new truck that I bought that was 0% financing. We couldn't find anything like that. Couldn't find anything real cheap either, so we just bought it for cash. But I was working then. Made decent money for here. Now this is Road 5 North, going over to 89. I'm going to go north on 89. Those 2 horses looked like they were rubbing each other's face. They looked like they were rubbing their faces together. I remember one time back in the mid-90s, I was walking one of my dogs over in the horse country area. People had horses, and where the street was going along the fence of this one big corral that this property had, there was 2 horses on the far side, and the adult horse, because one was an adult, one was a young horse, and probably a mother and her colt. It wasn't a real baby horse, but he wasn't grown up yet. But the mother came looking at us and then came running over. And of course the younger horse came running with her. But she came running over to the fence like she knew my dog. She wanted to see my dog. My dog had never been that close to a horse before. He'd encountered horses on the hiking trails and barked at them, but he never got within 10 feet of him. I always held him back, well, maybe 6 feet. I always held him back. But he went right up to the fence because she was hanging over the fence, hanging her head down. They went nose to nose. And she acted like she thought she knew him. Like she was real happy to see him. And he behaved himself. He didn't act up like he did when we'd encounter horses on the hiking trail. But I guess that horse liked dogs. Or one that looked like him, anyway. But she didn't run off after she got up to him. She must have known it wasn't one she knew. Okay, now this is 89. We're turning left going north. Gotta wait for these vehicles to get by here.